When people talk about Naruto, one name always stirs arguments: Sasuke Uchiha. To some, he's a prodigy, the genius everyone in the story praises and admires. To others, he's a fraud, overhyped emo, and constantly making selfish choices. The truth sits somewhere in between. Sasuke is not the flawless genius the anime sometimes paints him as, but he isn't the fraud that haters label him either. He is, at his core, a misunderstood character, a boy shaped by trauma, betrayal, and unbearable pressure, who was never given the guidance he needed to channel his pain into something healthy. The main reason many fans dislike Sasuke comes down to his emotional and reckless decisions. He joins Orochimaru, betrays his friends, and even declares he wants to destroy the Hidden Leaf Village. On the surface, it's easy to write him off as a villain or a spoiled prodigy who couldn't handle being second place. But reducing him to that misses the bigger picture. Every choice Sasuke makes comes from the weight of his past and the way his world collapsed around him. Imagine growing up in one of the most powerful clans in the village. Everyone in your family is highly skilled, feared, and respected. That alone creates immense pressure. For Sasuke, being the younger brother of Itachi, the so-called perfect child, made that pressure even worse. He lived constantly in his brother's shadow, desperately wanting to be recognized, then everything he knew shattered. His entire clan was wiped out in a single night. The person who did it. His brother, the same person he admired and loved most. And before leaving, Itachi planted one final seed in his heart: if you want revenge, grow stronger. Hate me. For a little boy, that was enough to twist his entire worldview. There was no way he could grow up normal after witnessing that. People forget that Sasuke never had a true role model after his clan's massacre. Kakashi was there, but he was more of a teacher than a father figure. Naruto had Iruka, Jiraiya, and eventually friends who constantly supported him. Sasuke had no one. He was destined to crash out, to make irrational choices, because he had no guiding hand to steer him. Trauma was his compass, and it pushed him toward darker paths. From Sasuke's perspective, betrayal was all he ever knew. His clan betrayed by the leaf, his brother betraying him, and later even finding out that the truth about Itachi was far more complicated, it all made him distrust everyone. That's why he constantly seemed cold, distant, or reckless. He wasn't acting out of arrogance, but survival. He thought if he didn't protect himself, nobody else would. And when he fought Naruto and realized Naruto was surpassing him, Naruto, the boy who wasn't born with natural talent, who wasn't from a legendary clan, it broke his confidence. It showed him he wasn't as invincible as people claimed. On top of that, reuniting with Itachi only for Itachi to humiliate him and tell him he didn't have enough hate pushed him over the edge. Anyone in his shoes would have snapped. That's why the fraud label doesn't fit. Sasuke isn't a fake prodigy, he's a highly skilled ninja with real talent who just happened to be broken by circumstances outside his control. At the same time, he's not the flawless genius the anime makes him out to be. He bleeds, he fails, he makes terrible decisions, and he struggles to live up to the Uchiha name. He's a skilled but wounded person, misunderstood by both the characters around him and the fans who watch him. By the time Sasuke becomes an adult, we see a change. His decisions aren't perfect, but they're calmer, more thought out. It's a reflection of his brain finally catching up with his pain. As a child and a teenager, his trauma drove every choice. As a man, he begins to reflect on the mistakes he made. That growth is the entire point of his arc. He was never meant to be the perfect genius. He was meant to be the broken prodigy who slowly learns how to heal. Sasuke Uchiha isn't loved by all, and he never will be. But calling him a fraud or dismissing him as an emo kid misses what makes him one of the most complex characters in Naruto. His story isn't about perfection, it's about pain, revenge, and learning how to crawl out of the darkness. Sasuke is neither hero nor villain, he's simply a boy who grew up misunderstood, and that's what makes his character so powerful.